Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Reggae Up Yourself Podcast. And people, really, this beautiful female don't need any introduction. But anyway, let's welcome the beautiful Eva Lazarus. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well. That's a lovely intro. Thank you.
No, you're most welcome and deserve every bit of it. It's it's really good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Like last time I saw you was like in Boomtown, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Much
Yeah.
place, absolutely.
Lion's Den.
Lions Den. I must say you were absolutely amazing performer, very versatile as well. Like
Thank you.
credit. So that's why I just really had to get you on the show because, like, obviously I've been seeing Eva Lazarus for many years, and today me and the rest of Reggae Up Yourself and the world is gonna know exactly who you are, see who that beauty is running around on the stage and where it's all come from.
Wicked.
Yes. So
Ready.
So where exactly are you from? And I mean like town, city, village, everything.
Cave.
The cave, yeah.
So I'm a bit from all over. I've not really lived. I'm one of those people that I was born somewhere, we moved somewhere, we moved somewhere else, we moved somewhere else. So I'll give it to you like this.
I need all of it.
Yeah, here we go. So I was born in Birmingham. And we lived there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then my family moved near Brighton, a place called Bexhill.
Okay.
And then we moved to Lichfield, which is in the West Midlands. And then we moved to Stafford, which is also in the West Midlands. So it's between Manchester and Birmingham, like in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's where my grandparents, my mum's family, are all from.
Yeah.
And I lived there until I moved to Bristol.
And what age did you move to Bristol?
21.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, where would you say, so is it Stafford that you spend most of your teenage years?
I guess so. I reckon I spent as much time in Stafford as I did in Bristol.
Okay. So what was it like for you going to school in Stafford then?
Oh, it was, I've had a lot of this conversation recently, and
you remember?
it was difficult because being mixed race, going to a majority white school was, you stand out. Like I had a different accent to everybody here, I sound like I'm from down south. Because I don't sound like I'm from Birmingham. I don't sound like I'm from Stafford. I don't sound like I'm from here. So that, and then with this, they were a bit like, but who are you though? Like, who is this kid? And I felt like that quite a lot in school, in college, while I was here. And it wasn't a continuous lonely experience, but there are moments of it feeling quite isolated here. My mum's family, so I grew up with my mum's family. My mum's family are Jamaican, and she is one of 8. So there's bare of us.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me about that. My mom got 10 kids, but continue.
Okay. It's not a competition, but you win it. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just saying that I know the big.
Yeah, you got it. So I didn't always feel alone because I had cousins and aunties, and we were all surrounded with each other, and we had that, but we didn't all go to the same school. Yeah. So yeah, there was that isolation and that weird feeling of being in a place where people misunderstand you all the time. There's often, I would feel when I was at school, like you go home and you are one way at home, and then you go to school and then you have to kind of fit in.
Yeah.
And that feeling of like, God, it would be so nice to just easily fit in here, but I don't easily fit in here. I was having a chat the other day about hair. I was talking to this sick artist, Benji Reed. He's incredible. And we were talking about hair, and I had a memory of going to school with Bantu knots. Like my mum would braid my hair, or she would do rows, flat twists, or Bantu knots. Anything to keep moisture in my hair.
Yeah.
But listen, Lisa and Helen and, you know, whoever at my school don't know that. They don't know those styles. They don't know those things. So it was just, oh, your hair's weird. Why's your hair like that? Like that's what I would get going to school. Just to wear my hair in the way that I needed to wear my hair so it wasn't dry.
And, you know, and with all the best interest in the world, sometimes those students don't really know the impact that that has on somebody. And while you're saying that, all I can think about is my two mixed race daughters, which is both teenagers. One of them is 18 this year and the other one is 15 this year. And I remember for ages, their mom used to have to straighten their hair because all of their friends, them living in Kent where there was like predominantly pure white kids, was always saying, why is your hair curly? And then they started to, at one point, I remember one of my daughter was really not liking her hair. They were buying products for her to straighten her hair, which was damaging her hair. It's only like, oh, she got a bit older now and stronger and she started to embrace it, now that she's in college. So I totally can understand where you're coming from with that. Unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird disconnect to have that, like to be in such a big family. You're in a big Black family where you're not made to feel any type of way about who you are as a human being, and then you step outside of the comfort of your safety net, and you're like, oh, that's different about you, that's different about you, we don't like that, that's different about you. And it's crazy because at my big age, this has stayed with me for my whole entire life. And maybe up until, I remember, like, I used to braid my hair. Mum taught me to braid my hair. And I would, when I was living in like shared accommodation, I would unbraid my hair, run to the bathroom, wash my hair, get the scalp, run back across the landing and braid my hair again. I wouldn't let my own natural hair out because it was such a big topic. It was such a big thing. And only like with your daughters, only at a certain age, I started to become a bit more comfortable and a little bit like, I actually don't care what anybody else thinks. I will just be. And that's way more freeing than. But you tell that to a 9-year-old. You tell that to a 13-year-old. You can't tell that to.
My daughters are both of my daughters are incredibly beautiful. Even, you know, they will say you have to say that you're my dad, but it is true. They're incredibly so beautiful. And doesn't matter how much me and their mom used to say, you are absolutely beautiful and the way you are. And a lot of, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, like mainly adults, would be saying how beautiful they are as well, but they couldn't see that, which they are genuinely really beautiful. But because we're talking about that, just quickly, I need to ask you a question as a adult mixed race person, because one of my friend that is also mixed race, she said something to me the other day, and I want to ask you if you ever feel that way. Basically, she said to me that sometimes she feels like being mixed race, most white people see her as black, as a black person, and treat her like that. And then to a lot of black people, she's not black enough to be black. So it's almost like she struggled to fit in anywhere because black people don't see her as a black person and white people see her as a black person. And obviously she's not a complete black person. She's mixed race. She's both. So people don't just see a person when they see her. It's like they have to judge based on that.
Yeah, I think that's a huge topic. That's a huge subject and really, really interesting. For me personally, I can completely, that's relatable to me in both ways. I feel like mixed race people very often kind of screen their responses to questions like this because they don't want to upset anybody. I think there are, you know, in both camps, like I would never be able to turn up one day and be like, I'm white. Like that, I'm just not going to get that. I'm not going to be able to do that. I don't get that. That's not an option for me. Whereas to completely connect with my Black side of my family and myself in terms of my identity, some people are the gatekeeper of that. So some people will let you have your identity in terms of Blackness, and some people won't. Let you have your identity in terms of Blackness. And it's weird because there is this interplay of colorism. There is this interplay of colorism where it's like, well, you're privileged, so you have a privilege, so you don't know. And of course I know. I know that my experience walking this earth like this as I am isn't the same as my mum's. I know it isn't. I know I have privilege. I know I do. And I know, like, in terms of light skin privilege, and I know that in terms of texture of my hair as well, in terms of texturism, I know I have privilege. So I understand when it comes from Black people who aren't mixed in any way to say, well, you're not with us. And white people are like, you're not with us. And then it's like, well, okay, but in terms of Black issues, they do affect me in lots of ways. So sometimes in terms of there being a table and there being a seat for me in terms of Blackness, sometimes I can sit at the table and we can talk and I can weigh in. And sometimes they're like, excuse me, we're going to need that chair. You're going to need to stand over there. And I need to take all my stuff.
You don't quite fit this jigsaw puzzle that's going on. You don't exactly fit it.
Yeah, because some things don't concern me. And I am not to center myself in that conversation because it isn't about me and it doesn't affect me. So yeah, I can relate to your friends like feeling. But I always feel like I am Black mixed race. I don't feel like I am, because of how my DNA is decided to present itself. It's not like you can, it's so complicated because it's not like you can choose because of structural and systemic racism and white supremacy. There is not one chance in my life that I'd be able to say that I'm white. And there is not, from some people, because some people are like, you're Black, man, you're Black. From you're Black, you're Black. You're mixed, but you're Black. And some people are like, no, you're biracial, you're mixed. That's its own thing. And I feel it takes a lot of like looking inwards and reading and listening to other people and having these conversations. And it's almost like your identity is up for debate. But while it might be for debate for some people, it's okay to have these conversations. As long as I have some kind of semblance of, this is who I am. I know. You can't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know where I came from. I was equipped with enough. And I take an interest in it as well. I take an active interest in deciphering what it is about my existence that jars people. It can jar people so much, and my willingness to lean into my culture and lean into my heritage and lean into Blackness because of my family and like where I come from. That will make some people uncomfortable. That will make some people comfortable. It's not my job to make people comfortable. And also
yourself, not when you're just being yourself. It's not your job to actually make people comfortable. What is important is being yourself. If they got a problem, that's on them.
Exactly. It's wild though. It's a mad topic to so what are we, like 2 minutes in? We're already having hard topics.
It is, but you know what though? I really, really appreciate you talking about this, because certainly even for the purposes of even just my daughters, I want them to like see it. And for coming from someone like you as well, which is like a really strong woman, you know what I mean? Like, you know, big personality and stuff. It's so good for them to actually see and hear it coming from you. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. So now let's talk music, Miss Lazarus. At what age did you actually start singing?
From tiny. Like my mum always tells the same story. Of me being in my cot. I must have watched there's like a Christmas film, the Snowman.
Yeah.
Do you know that film? The Snowman is a little boy, he builds a snowman, he comes to life.
Yeah.
There's a song, like a famous song from that movie, and she said she came into my bedroom the next morning and I was singing that song but all the wrong words, but I was like really in it, like I was really feeling it. And I was still in a cot, so I've been singing from tiny. And I also have another memory of singing in my cousin's bedroom. And my mum and my auntie were in the other room. Now my auntie's a singer, my grandmother was a singer as well. And they're incredible. And I was singing to the radio and they came in and they're like, "Are you singing?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Come in here and sing it to us in the other room." And I came in and I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I pulled the duvet over my head and I sang from underneath the duvet. I was like, oh, I was so put on the spot that I wanted to sing to them. I wanted to show them like I can sing, but I was also like really, really embarrassed.
Can you remember how old you were then?
Or I would have been 4 or 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, really embarrassed. And do you know what? I was shy about my performing. I was shy about being good at something up until I was a teenager, and then I was like, oh, I'm good at something, and I show off. But yeah, when I was little, it made me shy. It made me want to hide.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I would like to say I have that problem. Well, me too. You know, my mom used to say I'm a show off because since I was a kid, I've been singing like from really young, like from them age as well, in church and school and stuff. So
amazing.
Yeah, I think so it's just one of them kind of things. But I think I find it as a way of expressing myself from a really young age. So yeah. So basically, so you were singing at 5. Well, we're singing from in the cot and then singing at about 5 under the duvet. And then we move into teenage years. Can you remember writing your first song?
Yes.
How old were you?
14 or 15. And I played it with one, like I had like one finger. I had a keyboard. It might have even been my grandma's keyboard. And I would play one note and sing and play 2 notes. And I couldn't play.
Yeah.
But I had enough rhythm to make something up. And I had like a little kid's, like, you know, when you're like a kid and you've got your little book with your doodles and your scribbles and your stuff in it.
Do you remember
boys you like? It would have like the name of a boy I like on the cover, like, okay. I love this guy. But I remember writing in that book, and it was,
Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously it wasn't good, but I do remember I physically writing and one finger playing the piano.
Do you remember what the song is called?
No, I don't. No, I don't. But I do
I was gonna
remember the
get you.
first
I was
song.
gonna get you to sing me a line.
I know, sorry.
Yeah.
The first song that I wrote on guitar was called "Long Way Home,"
Long way.
And that was when I was 16 or 17.
Okay, can you remember any of that one?
It wasn't very like wordy, but it goes, long way home, long way home, long way home, long way home. Mm-mm. It's too much smoke in this room. It's clouding my mind. No wonder I'm always 2 steps behind. Someone please help me. I'm in this hole and I'm trying to call my way out blind. Long way home, long way home. God, it's really sad, isn't it?
No, you know what? Your voice is like so incredibly soulful. It's like ridiculous. And you do a lot of rapping as well, like literally.
Thank you.
Rapping as well. That's amazing. So, when did you record your first song?
Do you know what? Maybe when I was 14 or 15, there was a record label that was a subsidiary of Sony. Mm-hmm. There was like a small record label. My friend's dad was an A&R or an artist development person for, and I'd given her like a recording of me singing, and I was like, I want to be a star. So I gave her the thing, and she showed her dad, and her dad was like, she can sing. So I remember going to London for a couple of days, like without my mum. Went to London for a couple of days to go and record a couple of demos and, you know, get dressed up in cool clothes and take a few photos. And I did an audition for like a potential like money like investor person into my career. And over the course of that weekend of being there, I didn't really love it. I didn't really. There was something about it that felt very formulaic, like very in industry in a way that scared me. And I called my mum and I just said I don't like it.
Yeah.
And she said, "Come home, baby. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Come home. Come home." So I went home because I didn't want to do this. I thought what I wanted, I thought I wanted like like a record deal and to go and do all of this stuff, and then actually going there and being there, and I was recording songs that I didn't really like, and I was wearing makeup, and I just felt a bit uncomfortable.
I totally, sorry to cut you, but I totally get where you're coming from. Like when you step out of independent and start to go into more mainstream things.
Yeah.
It's like alien, it's like a world. The worst song that I've ever written myself was a song when I was doing, I'm not going to name the record label, but when I was in this record label, because after been so much years of trying and want to be, you know, be noticed by like a proper record label, when I actually went there, they tried to turn me into a UK Sean Paul, and that's not my style.
Yeah.
And that song, they had me writing a song. I've never taken a week to write a song before in my life. And even after I record this song, I recorded it and they were so excited about it, and I absolutely hated it. Anyway, long story short, the deal didn't really work out. Things happened. I never missed it. I still don't know what the song sound like. I don't remember the song. I don't care, even if they still got it, but I just don't remember nothing about it. But it's like a different world, isn't it? It's like an alien. When the way they talk to you and the kind of stuff they explain to you make you feel like you're gonna have to stop being yourself, because of a sudden you stop being who you are. This is what they want you to be now.
This is where we see you going. Anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the thing, is like the guy that took a chance on me was lovely. It wasn't that he wasn't a nice person. It wasn't that he had growth in mind for me. He heard my voice and was like, do you know what? She could do something. She could be the next whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was only in the actual process of doing all of that that I realized that that's whatever this is, isn't for me. I need to go home. And I think also because like in my home, growing up, I listened to everything my mum listens to. Like everything my mum listens, almost. She's got like 95% perfect taste in music, and that 5% is, we forgive her for that 5%. But I'm sure she feels that way about my music taste too. But because of what I was listening to and what I enjoyed, and I wasn't making that, I didn't feel, you know, when you hear a piece of music that you love, or you hear a vocalist that you love and you sing along with their music, it gives you a feeling. It makes you feel a kind of way. It gives you something.
It does.
When, like, I listen to people who make me feel good, they make me feel stronger, they make me feel more powerful, they make me feel heard or seen, they touch parts of your emotions that, like, things were hidden, or you listen to a song and it makes you remember something, and you're like 15 or 14 or whatever in London singing these pop songs that you didn't write and you don't care about, and they don't make you feel anything apart from I want to go home. Like that's.
We had a conversation the other day about in an interview with an artist about the kind of music that you're listening to determine your feelings. If you're listening to like a really empowering song, it make you feel empowered and feel like you could do anything and achieve. If you're listening to like a really happy song, it can make you feel happy. And if you're listening to a song that is just depressing, all you can think about is the bad times in your life, and then you fit in with that song.
Yeah. Also, this, I don't know if you've ever had this, but relationships can ruin music. Relationships can ruin songs. An ex-boyfriend can ruin an album. Be like, do you remember this album? And you'd be like, I don't listen to that anymore because that reminds me of so and so. Like, you ruined a good album.
It's true. Some TV program that you used to like watching, you don't watch it anymore because you used to watch it with that person. I'm not saying that it happened to me. I am not saying that it happened to me, for the record. Yes. Actually, yes. Let's okay. Isn't it funny how some little thing can actually touch nerves and bring back thoughts and memories? So actually, I suppose this is what we're talking about, actually. It's about how the things that you're listening to or whatever we're doing, you know, the kind of emotion or whatever it is, memories that you can bring back, you know. So, all right, so that landed there, but then recording and having your first release, when was that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 2011. 2011. And it would have been with my friend Steve Edwards, and I can't remember his producer name for that project. Oh no. At least I remember his name.
Exactly. I think you probably remember.
It was like a Latin. It was like a Latin name. It was like he was like smart with the name, and it didn't stick. It didn't stick in my brain, and I feel bad about that. But 2010 or 2011, something like that.
Yeah, but you have done absolutely incredible since then. You've done a whole lot of things since then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, since then, we're looking at probably like 11 years.
Yeah. Active.
You've been absolutely active. And I'm like, literally, I just remember one day, I can't remember where your name came up. And actually, can I tell you that you're absolutely biggest fan? And I think she don't want me to only just say this off here because she'll be very pleased to know that I tell you. Is Miss Sherry from my band, Cher. She absolutely loves you so much. It's ridiculous. Like literally, Eva is everything. She just admires you. She really, really admires you. I remember when I was with her at Boomtown and she saw you, she was so excited.
I love her. I love Cher. She's such a funny, warm, beautiful, talented woman. Isn't she incredible? And she just had a baby.
She's amazing. I know. The two of you got more things in common now, yeah? The two of you got your own bundles of joy.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely watching her. She looks like she's really enjoying it.
I think she is as well. How is, before I ask you about your music anymore, how are you finding motherhood? Because it's something new to you. That's your first baby, isn't it?
Yes, my first baby. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I'm tired. I am so tired.
Well, the best side is you don't look it, so what keep going?
Thank you. That's actually, this is quite not great lighting, but that's makeup for you. That's, makeup doing its job. But thank you, it's very kind. I am so tired, but I am so in love. I am so in love. He is. We made a really good baby. He's so funny. He's so funny and content and smart already. Like he's 11 months. He's already walking. He's been walking for 2 months. He's a bright boy, very, very active. I'm really enjoying it. Like it's gone quicker than I thought it was going to. And I feel the only things about this sort of motherhood journey that I feel a bit sad about is that we've been nowhere and done nothing with him because the world went into lockdown a month before he was born. So, up until I was 8 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant, I was on the road. I did festival season. I did touring. I went to New Zealand. I took me and my bump everywhere.
I have seen you on stage, heavily pregnant.
Yeah, because why not? Just having a baby. I mean, if you are in good health, if you are lucky and blessed enough to be in good health while you are carrying your child, then why stop doing the things that why change anything? If you are healthy and you are fit and you can keep up, then do that.
It's true.
You don't have to slow down. You don't have to put your feet up. You don't have to do all of these things. If you are unwell, then obviously chill. Like you need to look after yourself and look after the baby. I remember I took my mum and my partner came to a show that I did in Birmingham. The Hare and Hounds with Mungo's Hi-Fi. And I was 6 months pregnant. And I was just so excited for this show because it's Birmingham and it was sold out. So I'm like, it's a Birmingham show and it's sold out. I'm gassed. So I'm on stage and you know me, like I'm up and down the stage. I was like singing and I'm like jumping up and down. And I looked over and they were like, oh, what's she doing? Like, my mum said after the show, I don't like it when you jump up and down while you're pregnant. That poor baby. But look, if people, like athletes still train,
Yeah.
The baby can take a little jump.
Yeah,
It's fine.
baby probably was enjoying the music as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did his first stage performance before he came out.
Yeah. And you know what? One weird thing, I had experience or feeling of being pregnant. I had the last gig that I played in the UK before becoming a mum and then not having the option to play any gigs anymore. The last gig I played in the UK was at Fabric, and it was a Mungo's show, and we were in room 2. So we went to room 1 to see what was going on, and was it Mala? I think Mala was playing. And he dropped a song, and the bass was so heavy that for the first time, it was the first time I ever felt it, that I felt the baby like move, roll. Ooh. Like I could feel, you know, when you feel the weight rattle your bones, it's in your chest, like that bass is so strong.
Yeah.
That the baby was like, okay, what's going on? Like I felt him like move and roll, and he was very, and I didn't feel him kick, you know, every 5 minutes. He wasn't one of those babies. So it was like definite, like, okay, something's happening. I loved it. It was
his ears?
maybe. Oh my gosh. Imagine if he's got bad taste in music. He's gonna have to move out. He's gonna have to move out. You can't live here and have rubbish taste in music. I'm sorry.
He won't. Just like
I'll give him to his
face because of the stuff you grew up listening to. He will grow up like until he become a teenager. He probably grow up like in the stuff you listen to.
Yeah, I rejected good. Like I said, good music. I rejected a lot of music when I was a teenager. I went through like a guitar, metal, rock stage of I loved it. Like I absolutely loved it. I'd go to like rock festivals.
Yeah.
Like rock nights. Yeah, like I went completely away from where I'm at now. Yeah, like that, and that feels like a million years ago. I feel like I'm derailing your you've got like a place that you want to go with your conversation.
This is what it's about. That's a good thing about it. Then we can talk about everything. It's all good. It's all good. I actually do like rock music, but it got to be live. I will listen to it live, but I would not drive down the road listening to a rock CD in my car. But I love live music. So most music I will listen to if it's live. I mean, I listened to heavy metal before and I could sort of like, but I didn't really get it. I was more interested in how much this guy was bawling out his throat and wondering how he's going to keep going so long. I was wondering how he was making that really high-pitched sound and screaming so loud and he's not losing his voice, because I probably lose my voice after one song of doing that.
Yeah, it's technique, man. That's like, it's got the techers. You gotta have the special tech for that.
I haven't got it.
No, me either. But
all it takes is for them to let off a smoke machine in front of me when I'm on stage.
I can't stand those things, man.
This smoke machine is horrible.
I can't stand them.
I was talking, when was it? I think it was yesterday. No, when was it? Saturday I was at a video shoot and there was a rapper there that was talking about, I did a gig at the Rhetoric Mill in Cornwall with my band. And this song that I've been singing for so long, like I done this song years ago, a song called Burning. And when the smoke machine keep going off, I promise you, I was like a wailing cat. Good thing the sound didn't came out of me when I tried to hit the note. That smoke machine made me completely lost my voice. When I touched that note, I was like, nothing was coming out. After that, it made me afraid of smoke machine if I'm on stage. I'm like trying to turn it off.
I feel like I'm being a bit of a diva, but like it's in my rider, no smoke machine.
Yeah, good.
It's in my rider.
It's important. It is important.
Yeah. No smoke machine.
I don't want it either.
I don't mind if if they've got a photographer who wants to take a photo at the start of the, like if they're like, oh, we've got the photographer here and they need it for the lights, they need it for the shot. So I'm like, cool, get the smoke up, like first song, take your photo, lock off the smoke machine. Yeah, I am not playing. I'm not playing with you. I'm tough.
It is horrible. It is absolutely, it's beautiful to look at if you're not on stage singing.
It's gorgeous.
Or if you're playing an instrument, it might be fine, but if you're singing, it is horrible.
Like at what part am I going to be like smoking a Cuban cigar and singing? Like that's what it feels like.
I know. It's black in your lungs, like literally. Like, it's mad. But you talk about Mango's I-5 as well. Actually, before we go to that, there's a song that you done. It's probably a few years now, which I think was an amazing tune called Amsterdam.
Yeah.
That song was wicked.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that song was I remember I heard that song many, many places. That was a wicked tune. How did that song come about?
Well, the story of it is a true story, which I get asked a lot. It's like, is that like a real thing? Is that like a real thing?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a real thing. So I went through a breakup, and after the breakup, I went on holiday by myself to Amsterdam, and I was there for like a week. Yeah. And was it a week or 5 days, something like that, nearly 5 days a week, whatever. And I just spent almost the whole time by myself, just going to cafes, getting some food, going to galleries, and just getting myself together, because it was just, I remember at the end of a relationship, sometimes you go through like back and forth and phone calls and text messages, and it can be stress. But when it's that, and they're like heartbroken, and they're doing heartbreak on Facebook and heartbreak on Instagram and heartbreak on, they're just bleeding their heartbreak everywhere.
Yeah.
And then because they're bleeding their heartbreak everywhere, your friends are like, hey, you okay? Because I've seen on thingy, or like, hey, you okay? Because I've seen on Facebook, or hey, you okay? I've seen on Instagram that you guys have broken up and he's not okay. Are you okay? I was like, do you know what? I'm going. I'm turning off my phone. I don't want this stress. I need a break. I need a break. And what better place in the world to go than Amsterdam? So off you go. And I came home, and it wasn't maybe a year later that I came home, and I was sat in the kitchen with my guitar, and I was playing, and the song came out. So I started writing this song about Amsterdam and the whole process. Broke up with my man, went to Amsterdam alone, and then wrote about my whole time there.
Yeah.
Around this time, Mungo's got in touch with me, and they seen a video of me playing guitar online, and it was Tom from Mungo's, and he said,
big up Tom. Tom is my
big
up Tom.
But he said, like, we would love to work with you on this song that's online. And I was like, I'm already working on that song with somebody else, but let's work on something else. Let's keep the link, and we'll work on something else.
Yeah.
And then another year's passed, and I go up to Glasgow to go and work with them.
Yeah.
And I play. In fact, that's the only song that I've ever released where I started it on guitar.
Oh. So you know what's gonna happen though, Eva?
What?
You know what's gonna happen? This is where I actually asked you to sing a piece of it for the people who haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that making me nervous?
But this is what is so beautiful about this, because it's so natural and sure that we are normal people as well. And it's all of the little bit of a fear, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerves that the world got, and everyday people get. Let them see that we get it too sometime too. So
it's totally normal. Also, like, I'm the queen of forgetting my own lyrics, so watch.
Don't ask Cher. If you see Cher about that, don't ask Cher about Fuchaman and forgetting his own song. She's all even on stage. She'll always give me a prep because she realized that I'm going singing this third verse instead of the second one.
Okay, so that's normal. That's normal. Everybody does it.
And when I forget the old verse, I start singing a verse from a different song, and then pick up at the chorus. It's the joy of singing your own song. You can get away with it.
You can do whatever you want. I'll remix it on stage.
I know.
Right, yeah. I got you. Broke up with my man and went to Amsterdam alone. So I packed a bag and I called a cab. I switched off my phone. Empty chair next to me. Just my luck, window seat. I'm already loving being on my own. I'm already loving being all alone. In a little cafe with a little high grade. Maybe it's a little too strong, but when in Rome, I do as the Romans do. Build me up a split or two. Inhale, exhale, say hi, to the night. Needed to get lifted.
Boom, that's a wicked tune, man. I was a bit mesmerized, like listening to you. I was like getting in the zone before you stopped. That's a good thing. But yeah, it's true. The tune is like, the beautiful thing about the way that song is, and even the original, not the original, but the recording and video and stuff is it as well. Mm-hmm. And you singing it now, just the way that the words and the lyrics are, it's like I can't help but feeling like I'm all the way with you, from getting on the bus, sitting in the chair, and picturing everything. Like when you're saying it, I'm like picturing it without ever even seeing the video. I'm like picturing everything saying happening. You know what I mean? It just sounds so like real, like it's like a movie.
Yeah, we love a storytelling. I love like a storytelling song, like something that I love that imagery that it brings up for me. Not everybody thinks like that, but it brings up the picture of, packing a bag and getting in a cab and airport. And, a lot of people have had those experiences, or at least going on holiday or being somewhere new, having those experiences. I like writing that kind of stuff, kind of like with the other storyteller that I did with Mungo's, Babylon Raid. When I wrote that with them, that's about a house party getting shut down by the police, or nearly getting shut down by the police. Yeah. And that has like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Mm-hmm. And I, for the same reason, enjoyed writing that song, because you can create a world, and you bring people into your story.
Yeah, and then people can relate to it as well, because it makes sense to them as well.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So, of all the songs you've done, which one of your songs is your favorite song?
Oh, that's too hard. that's too hard. That's like...
Yeah, okay. Which one of your songs would you say is your most popular song then?
Amsterdam, hands down. Amsterdam is the most popular song that I've written. And can I tell you something? The amount of people that have come up to me and said, I did that, like I went through a breakup and then I went to Amsterdam and I listened to your song the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
Amsterdam need to be paying me tourist board money. Is what they need to be doing.
Royalty. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody come over there. Give me a percentage of everybody who come over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. Can you tell me where is the most memorable performance? Where did you do a show and that's the one that stick with you forever and just thinking, you know what, this is just like the most incredible show I've ever done?
Oh.
It's just the one that stick with you all the time and make you know what, I'm so proud of done this. Was like next level.
I think it's probably going to be Lion's Den. I think it will be Lion's Den, like the first time I played the Lion's Den when it was the big stage. And I've played there a few times, and it's always consistently very, very special. To get to be on that stage is very, very special.
It is. Yeah.
But the first time I played there with Mungos, and I can't remember who was missing. Somebody was being held up by the police at the gates. So we were like a couple of MCs short. It was supposed to be the big whole Mungos experience. So it's like is it horns? Did they have horns with them that year? I can't remember. I've done it so many times now. But I remember that we were MCs short. And it was the opening ceremony. So there was thousands of people there. Like you couldn't really see grass. You could only see people. And my friend MC, he's unreal. J-Man, he was there. And
J-Man, MC,
yeah, he's sick. And I remember saying to Craig and Tom, like, if we don't get these other MCs on stage soon, you know, Jay's here. And they're a bit like, I don't know. And they were panicking. And I was like, I'm telling you, I don't give the cosign to anyone for no reason. Like he can handle the job. Like I've only got so much material. Like if we are MCs down, we need somebody. So here's the somebody. And so he jumped on stage for a bit, and we went back to back. And then it was Charlie and Whitey. They were being held up for some reason. And then they joined, and it was all four of us on stage, and it was very, very sick. And I just remember at one point I'd gone to the back of the stage because it just wasn't my time to be in a cypher. It wasn't my time to be doing any solo stuff, and I was just at the back of the stage drinking my water. And it was the first time that I kind of checked in, because I was so excited and all over the place. It's the first time in the hour set that we were doing that I slowed down and took in what was actually happening. This is the biggest stage I've ever played in my entire life. Look at it.
It is an amazing stage, that Lion's Den. It is incredible. When it's full, it's amazing. I don't think people that's watching us now, unless they've been to Boomtown, will actually understand when you look up that hill and see this crowd of people going way around.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely incredible sight to see.
Or even from the crowd's perspective, when you look at that stage and it's the big old ruins with the fire and the waterfalls coming down the either side and the big screens, it's beautiful. There's an incredible opportunity to play that stage. But to think that, you know, you can go from singing under your duvet and being shy and being scared to express yourself and be who you are because of where you're situated at school or at college, and not being able to completely stretch out and be who you are, to go from that to that stage blows my mind. I will never get over it. I won't.
Amazing. It is incredible. Like I said, that is like, congratulations. I've seen you on that stage as well a couple of times. But you know what I mean? I've had the privilege of being on that stage and seeing the crowd, and I've also been in the crowd and looking at the stage as well. It's just absolutely incredible. So yeah, totally get why that one resonates like that. Totally.
I mean, also because I've seen Lady Saw on that stage. I've seen Tanya Stephens on that stage. Like
yeah.
these big, strong, powerful singers, MCs, like divas, queens, like, because I've seen them there.
Yeah.
You know, and I've squeezed my way to the front to see them there.
And thinking one day I hope that will be me, and then to actually do it.
You know?
Amazing. I saw Tanya Stevenson there the last time when he was there. I've met her actually. She's quite cool actually. Very often me and her go on Instagram and like I'm on her Instagram. I request to join her and she joined me, and we have like a really good laugh because me and her was a real banter at Boomtown. Me and her was backstage at Boomtown having a real banter because I told her that she can stop singing this song. It's a pity because I no longer have a wifey. The video, want to see the video? he said there's a link to it on YouTube of me and her having a real banter. She was killing me though. She had a whole lot more lyrics than I do. You know what I mean? Her banter was better than mine. I was like, this woman is killing me here. I better run away. Like literally,
she's sharp,
everything I said, she was so sharp. Everything I give her, she just come back and whack it back on me. Even when I was trying to like turn it back on her, she's like, no. Well, if you don't have a wife, I don't want you because I'm not gonna look after you. I'm not doing any cooking and no cleaning and anything. I'm like, make up your mind. What do you want? But she was really good. So she's really cool though. She's really cool. I love her.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, man. I actually met her when she played Boomtown. And I never do this. I never go and introduce myself to people, and I don't know why. I leave people, I don't trouble them. But something in my spirit just took me over to her table, and it was breakfast. It was in the morning, and do you know what? Nobody knew at the time, but I was pregnant. And I was having a very hard time. My early pregnancy was really hard work, and I just didn't want to be around anyone or talk to anyone. I just wanted to sleep, sing, and then go back to sleep. But yeah, my feet just took me over to her table, and she was sat there with her daughter, and I introduced myself, and I just said, you know, I'll keep it short and sweet, but I just wanted to say thank you for your music because you are a huge inspiration to me. And without you, I wouldn't be playing here this weekend. You know, I wouldn't be stepping up on that stage. It was, you know, women like her and women like her that showed me that, you know, this is for you. This is for you.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I think like for me as well, like as a male artist, I've come across you know, very often a lot of female artists. And sometimes what I've noticed personally is that a lot of female artists, doesn't matter how good they are, they don't get the kind of attention that their male counterpart get, even though they might be better than that male artist. And I think it's ridiculous because this should be about the music and how good that person is, and not just like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I think it is absolutely ridiculous to me. Maybe because, you know what I mean, like my mom is like my favorite woman in the world, and I also got 2 daughters, and I also got 6 sisters. So supporting female is like my thing, you know what I mean? So
you're surrounded with women, and I think, you know, to feel the frustration of you know, the things that the struggles that we have to go through to make it in whatever way, shape or form. It doesn't have to just be music, it's just in life. But I think that with regards to the music thing, I always think isn't it so mad that, you know, a woman will have to go above and beyond to make sure that the package of what she's trying to sell is A1. It has to be level. It has to be levels. You're not going to see, you know, if you look at like album covers, you look at like, there's so many album covers that are just like, and mine included, are a woman's face, or it's the woman. They are the cover. You know, they're a part of the artwork, but it's less so when you think of like men's cover artwork, it can be way more kind of zoomed out and a bit more, I found is a little bit more creative, or maybe they're not even on the cover. It's almost like you sell the woman to sell the woman to sell the record.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like, doesn't matter, they want to, so a woman, it's almost like they would rather, if a woman just beautiful to put on the cover, it doesn't matter if she's not a good singer. You know, as long as she's beautiful to look at, she don't need to be a good singer. You know what I mean? And then a woman that is probably, to the eyes, might deem as not as beautiful, but she's a much better singer. She's not getting that opportunity as that person. Just
not at all. The industry is really, really
very fickle.
For want of a better word, the industry can be really ugly like that. And I think that it's a shame, and it's. I don't know how, personally, I don't know how to fix it. There is a lot of, body positivity and self-love campaigns happening, sprouting up on the internet, lots of support for each other. And I think that's incredible. But when that kind of ripples over into the industry of what is marketable and what isn't marketable, I don't know when that's going to happen. Like, you're only just, like, fashion and music go hand in hand. Fashion and music go hand in hand. That if you listen to a certain kind of music, you are more than likely going to be found wearing a certain kind of brand or a certain kind of style.
Yeah.
Because it goes with who you are, your music, your style, your world, this thing that you're creating. You use yourself as like a canvas, and you input your music and you wear your whatever it is you're going to wear. And I think even when you're trying to sell like clothing, even the high-end brands are only just starting to stock plus sizes. They're not even plus sizes. They're like the average woman's size. They're only just starting to include the average woman's size. So maybe the average size woman could start being more marketable soon. Like, all of these things, they follow with each other.
Makes sense. I think though, in my opinion, I think I would go as far as said that I think a lot of the females them need to make more effort in supporting fellow female artists and other females that doing things, because a lot of women that I see, I'm talking from personal experience, they would say a lot of things about women need to be treated equally and women need to get this opportunity and things like that. But the sisterhood doesn't go as far as when a fellow woman need your support to actually buy your music and vote for them in a competition. You know, I mean, you got the competition and telly with like a couple of boys that they see looking good, and a lot of girls is quite happy to just vote for that guy because he look hot instead of voting for that girl that is really good and talented and want to do it. You know what I mean? So very
I feel like there is I think there's more solidarity these days.
It is, yes, that's true.
I think there is more. And I think there definitely has been a campaign of there's only one spot for only one woman. Only one woman can be in the industry. Only one woman can be on the lineup. We don't want too many women on the lineup. There can be only one woman at the top of this, at the top of this ladder or whatever it is. Only one woman in this scene at one time. One in, one out. One in, one out. And there was definitely, and I've spoken about this before, but it breeds a queen of the scene mentality, and like that. When you do that to women as an industry, it makes women defensive of their spot, because it's like, well, shit, there's only one spot. So I've been working hard, so I guess that's my spot then.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, well, I've been working hard, so I guess that's my spot then. And that's how it breeds this kind of competitive nature where they don't do that to guys. They do not do that to men. You can have how many rappers in the scene? How many?
I know.
There's a new one every week. But like, so you fast forward to like these times now, where it's only just starting to become a little bit more comfortable. Women can breathe. We can support each other. We can love each other. We know that one opportunity, what's for you is for you.
Yeah.
And there are more opportunities coming up, and there is more awareness of lineups not being so male.
Yeah.
There are plenty of talented women.
Yeah.
So give them all a chance. And and I think that's these are the sort of positive moves. We're heading in the right direction. We are not all the way there.
No,
we are not. But I think the women do support each other. I think that lack of opportunity makes people competitive.
Yeah, and I think the media, sorry to cut you, but on that same subject, I think the media got a lot to answer for as well. Because
of course,
talking about the one spot to fight for, there's this massive thing from the other day on the internet with a lot of the social media guys, them and YouTubers and stuff like that. So Spice has been amazing, and you could say the dancehall queen for a long time now. This new girl, which is an amazing artist called Sensei.
I love them both.
Yeah, no, everybody is trying to compare them to each other and talking about who is the new dancehall queen and like trying to set two of them against each other. And if they're not very careful, they will start to buy into all of these nonsense and end up starting to compete against each other. I'm hoping it won't get to that, but this is something that happens very often with artists. When these people in the media and social media start to put these things out and compare them, if they're not careful, they'll get caught up in all of that madness. And
hopefully not.
What get them there? So I'm really hoping it won't get to that. But there's so much.
I want to hear the collab. That's what I care about.
Exactly, and that's what they need to focus on: is getting that collab out and show the world that actually you think that just by myself I'm heavyweight till you hear both of us together.
Boy, that video is gonna be sick.
Oh, it is gonna be, probably can't play before 9 o'clock in the evening.
Exactly what you know.
Watershed video. Okay. So moving along. So you've been doing a lot of stuff with Mangoes as well, innit? Big up Mangoes and big up Tom in particular. Tom is a legend. Big up Tom. I have to just big up Tom because I know Tom is watching this. Right. Big up Tom because I sent Tom the podcast them as well and he watched them, So yeah.
Oh, sick.
A big up Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's you got planned now? I know we can't do anything at all because of lockdown at the moment. What's it coming up? You working on anything new for when they let you out back?
Oh my gosh, I have been busy. I've been busy. I've been, that's not unusual for me. But I've got a lot of. I'm a versatile artist. I'm a versatile writer. That's like an asset for me, and it's something that it's not the done thing to be like da, 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 blow your own horn and be like, oh, I'm good at this, but like I am good at writing across genres, and so I'm kind of flexing that muscle a bit more now. So I've got an album project that's so close to finished. That will be coming this year, which is like more soulful hip hop song. So I'm rapping, I'm singing, it's that world. And then I also have another full project that's finished, which I crowdfunded. And I wanted to put it out after the Mungo's tour, and then I got pregnant. And I was like, well, I don't want to tour it when my baby's like 3 months old. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna I'm going to wait until the baby's a bit older, then I'll release it, then I'll do the tour. And then COVID-19 happened and there is no touring. And I really want the crowdfunded record, I want to play that in venues. The people that supported me with that record, I don't want to put it out and then they can't come to a venue.
Yeah, to see what they invest in.
I want them to come to the show. Like, you supported me, come to a gig. Like, let's be face to face. Let's connect. Like, thank you. And I feel like I'm not going to get to do that without a tour. So, so in the order of things that I've got coming out, I've got this hip hop soul record that's coming, and then after I've done the rollout of that, the crowdfunded record will come out, which is also finished. It feels really good to have like 2 full records in the bag. I've got a couple of singles coming out April. Yeah, in April. So I've got like a two-track record coming out with the Next Men. And it's one side is Rude Girl and the other side is a version of Afterglow. It's like a big drum and bass record, but we've done a reggae version of it. And I'm so proud of these records. Rude Girl is very, very sick, and I'm very, very proud of it. It's a dubplate version of Gentleman's Dub Club, Next Men, and Gardner's Rude Boy tune that they put out last year or the year before. So I've done one for the girls. Yell them.
Looking
Rhythms.
forward to hear that for definite. Looking forward 100%. So, Eva, I think because I've mentioned to people about your versatility and I get you to sing and you expose your beautiful, soulful voice, before we say goodbye, I think I need to get you to do a rap. Give me an MC and come on. We have to touch the people with a little bit of it to show them what we're talking about. For those who haven't heard it yet, because a lot of people have, but you know, and I like hearing it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and remember the verse from Rude Girl.
Okay.
It's so hard when you don't do gigs no more. Like the muscle memory. All right. So them barring straight lava mumsy from JA. An original Rude Girl, they say. Baddest thing, touch a mic, any rave slade. Shutting down any dance and I get paid. Fly chick, rest the kill, see the merch page. Natural hair every day, a good hair day. See me bust a little wine when I get wave. No, I get a little crazy for the bass weight. Gun fingers in the air, check the nail paint. Pixie hook me up with the red flames. Bamboo hoops and fresh crepes and make way. Stepping heavy in the dance and the ground shakes. Got them and them in the spin for the dub plate. Head top gone is peak for you all, mate. Rude girl coming through, better make way. Spit fire, don't ramp, I don't play.
Boom. Rah, 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 rah. Bad girl business. love it.
I went on autopilot for a second. My brain was like, you don't know the verse. Don't play like you know the verse.
Oh, no,
you don't know the words.
That was good. I think it is it's very refreshing though. I think it's very refreshing just to like show those little things. I love it. I like it.
My brain was definitely, the cogs were turning.
Yeah. So, Eva, two more things I want from you. First one is to tell people where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me at Eva Lazarus on Twitter, at Eva Lazarus on Instagram, Eva Lazarus on TikTok, Eva Lazarus on Facebook, Eva Lazarus on everything. I got it.
You got a website as well, you know?
EvaLazarus.com.
Yo, you hear that? Yeah. And the TikTok, you mentioned the TikTok. I think we follow each other on TikTok.
Listen, your jokes bust me up. You're so funny.
I tried to hide it for so long. Of course, I was like a little getaway on TikTok. Nobody gonna know Fuchaman is on TikTok, you know what I mean? So,
no.
But then like, I start telling the jokes on it and then people is like going crazy. I can't believe like 20-something thousand people is following me in there. I was like, what?
Unbelievable. It's so sick though. It's sick.
Thank you.
It's so sick. And the thing is, like, that's what people need, is like that. I think that's what you give people, is you've got such a nice energy. You've got such a lovely spirit that comes through. And I think that when and I think that it really shows on your TikTok. And I love a silly joke. I love a silly joke.
And what makes it even funnier, I am rubbish at telling jokes. Sometimes people commenting and they said, it's just the way you say it and the way you tell it. It's not even that funny, but the way you laugh at the end of it. Because sometimes I'm trying not to laugh because I don't wrote these jokes. These jokes that I get from Jamaica and I find it really funny. And I'm like, get to the end of the joke, get to the punchline before you laugh because you're going to look like a fool. And then people is like loving the fact that, oh, I'm doing it, you know. So, yes. All right. Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
It's infectious. It is. The laugh is infectious. Your joy is infectious.
Yeah, it's crazy, but thanks. Got to get myself together. This is what you done to me now. I'm thinking about somebody. Oh, come on now. Come on. All right.
Wait. What's your favorite joke?
I can't say it in here.
Oh no!
I can't say it in here. It's but I'll tell you one of the ones that I find really funny that I couldn't stop laughing about. And I think this one got like something like 30,000 people watched it on there. Basically, he said, this little black boy going to his mom things in the bathroom and find some talcum powder and rub it on himself. So he become like completely white. He ran downstairs and said, Mom, look at me, I'm white. His mom said, go and wash the powder off yourself. What do you mean you're white? Go and wash it off and don't touch my things. So then he saw his dad. He said, Dad, look, I'm white. You know, Dad said, boy, what are you talking about, you're white? Go brush off the powder off yourself, but you're white. Get upstairs and clean yourself up. As the boy stomped his way up the stairs, really hungry. He got to the top of the stairs and said, hey, you see, only been white for one day and I can't stand black people already.
I love it.
Yeah. But anyway, the rest of them is PGs, and I don't want to have to cut up this nice interview this talent. Oh, geez.
That's a good one.
Huh?
It was a good one.
Thank you. And then, so this is what the problem is. Like, sometimes I'm like trying to hold back the laugh because I find it so funny. I'm trying to hold it back. I want to tell the joke before I start laughing. So if you notice, most of the time at the end of the joke, I'm laughing at my own joke. Somebody said to me, someone wrote on there one day and said to me, you're laughing at your own joke. I comment back and say, I can laugh. I didn't write this joke. It's not mine. So oh boy, oh gosh. So Miss Lazarus, so okay, now that I get myself back together, sort of, your last thing that I wanted to get to do is, have you got a message that you'd like to send out for your fans and for my Reggae Up Yourself peoples?
Gosh, that's like a tough like one-line thing to do.
Well, not really. Whatever it is that you want to say to, like, you know, to people that you want to send out to people that going through this lockdown and things like that.
Yeah, man. Look, it's been rough. It's been rough. There's been a lot of isolation, and I know that a lot, like so many of you, if you're watching this and you're into my music and you've been tagging me in videos of you listening to my music, listening to the album, telling me that this song has got you through and this song has got you through and X, Y, and Z, thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me because I'm listening to a lot of music to get me through these times. And I know how much that means to me. And if it means the same to you, it really touches my spirit, it really touches my heart, and thank you so much. And I'm hoping we're going to get through it together, get on the other side of this and be in a field enjoying ourselves again really soon. Just hold on to that.
Beautiful. Miss Eva Lazarus, it's been an absolute joy and a real privilege to have you on the Reggae Up Yourself. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you a whole lot of joy, love, happiness, and success. And also, I haven't forgot that collab. I still need that collab, but that's for another time. But yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Big love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.